Good morning, Foster. Today on math, we're going to talk about our first assignment for the day. The first part that we need to do today is that we have to create our own number, but it has to be greater than 500. So we need to create a number that is greater than 500. Remember that greater than means this symbol. So remember the alligator from last week? So which number could be greater than 500? I want you to write your number right here. Your number, el tuyo. My number, the number that I'm going to write, el mío es diferente al tuyo. My number is 777 because the number 7 is my favorite number. Now, this number is greater than 500. Please, I want you to create your own number, not mine. No hagan el mío, haz uno diferente al mío. There's another way I can show this same information. I can also flip the numbers. I can do it this way. 500 is less than 777. I can write it also this way. Estas son las dos formas que yo puedo escribir la misma información. Recuerda que estamos buscando un número que es más que 500, greater than 500. This is Mr. Hernandez's number. I want you to create your own number. Good. Now, let's talk about our second activity, our second assignment. The second part that we're doing today is we're going to pick that same number. My number was 777. Quiero que escribas aquí tu número, el que tú escogiste. Este es el que yo hice. Recuerda que el tuyo es diferente. Then, with this number, we need to find out if it's even, if it's an even number, or if it's an odd number. In Spanish, en español, even, we call it par. Odd, we call it impar. If you remember, on the calendar, we always counted the even numbers and the odd numbers before school stopped. When we counted the even numbers, try to remember which one were the even numbers. How do we know which one are the even numbers? The even numbers are the numbers that finish with, on the ones place, with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Los números pares son los números que terminaban en las unidades con el 0, 2, 4, 6 o 8. ¿Se acuerdan cuando contábamos el calendario? Contábamos con los pares algunos días y los impares en otros días. Impares, odd numbers, were numbers that the ones place, this is the ones place, okay? The ones place was a 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now look at my number. Look at Mr. Hernandez's number. If I divide here, we have the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And I'm going to look at the ones place. What number is this? How many ones do I have here? I have 7 ones. So I need to think, is it even or is it odd? Are this number a 7? No. So my number, it's not even. My number, it's an odd number. Es impar porque termina con el 7. Look at your number. Mira tu número. So, what's the ones place on your number? Look at closely. Does your number finish with an even or with an odd number? If it's even, then it needs to finish with one of this. If it's odd, it needs to finish on the ones place with one of these numbers. Good. Now we're doing the last part of today. Today, we're going to divide into parts, equal parts, a shape. A few months ago, a long time ago, we talked about equal parts. Remember that when we divide a shape, we divide it in equal parts. Today, we're going to talk about this one. Half. Or if we say plural, when it's more than two, let's write it plural. Halves. Today we're talking about halves. So a half, it's when you divide it into two parts. Half or halves. Así que cuando tenemos half, en español decimos la mitad. Half means mitad o mitades, que serían plural. Ay, disculpa aquí mi escritura. Mitades. We need to remember the fraction that we used to do this one. I'm going to give you a few seconds to see if you remember the fraction. Si te recuerdas de la fracción de cómo escribíamos esto. I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's see. If you remember, the way to write this is this way. 1/2. Do you remember now? I hope so, because this means 1/2. 1/2 significa la mitad. We have 1/2, okay? Now, we're going to divide into parts of different shapes. I'm going to divide a circle, a triangle, okay? And also I'm going to divide in half a pentagon. Right here. Now, remember when we divide in half, es por la mitad. Look at this circle. Let's think about the circle like a cookie. If I divide my cookie in half, I'm going to try to do it as best as I can. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It went horrible. But almost. It's almost in the half. So how many parts do I have? I have 1 and 2 parts. This is why we have a number 2 in the bottom, because half, you divide it into 2 parts. If I divide it into 2 parts, this is how my circle should look like. 1 part means 1/2. The other parts means 1/2. Both parts means 1/2 on each side. Okay? This tastes good. Now, let's divide the triangle. The triangle, same process as the circle. I divide it into 2 equal parts. 1/2, and this is the other half. And this is the pentagon. Pentagon means it has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want to divide it as an equal part, I'm going to throw a line right down the middle above my pentagon. And I have 1/2 and 1/2. I want you, sorry, the cookie is really good. I want you to do the same thing that I did with the circle, triangle, and pentagon. I want you to do it with a rectangle. I want you to divide it in half, this rectangle, okay? Once you finish, take a picture, send it to me. Good? Very good. And once you finish this, you're all done for math for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Peace out. Bye, guys.